I'm ready, Freddie.
Hello everybody, I'm Christopher, the guy behind the camera as always, Jake the Snake, and this is Fast Lane Classic Cars. Jake, take it away. Oh my lord.
Hey everybody, I'm Jake. The guy to my immediate right is nobody because Christopher's off work today, but that's all right. We're gonna lone wolf it. That's what they make tripods for. But I didn't want you to wait a single day longer to see this incredible 1966 Corvette Coupe with a big block in it. But before we get to that, some formalities I'm gonna get out of the way. First of all, we're in St. Charles, Missouri, 15 minutes outside St. Louis to the west. I'm gonna put the phone number above our heads. Look, there it is. I guess it's just above my head. Chris isn't here. Above my head. Write it down, call us about this car, the other 150 or so we have at any given time, and also like and subscribe because it helps me help you, help me help you. It's usually us, but there's no us today. And click the bell because then you get notified when we make cool stuff like this. If you want to see full photos of all of our cars, interior, exterior, engine bay, undercarriage, go to our website. I take all those, www.fastlanecars.com. You can see everything there, but this thing is what we're going to drive today to show you how awesome it is. It's a big block, 1966 Corvette Coupe. L72 427 big block, 425 horse, 4-speed, close ratio, M21 transmission. Amazing. You got the chrome shifter, of course, with the ashtray right next to it, just like every C2. Rally red exterior and black leather interior. It is a factory red over black car. Leather, not vinyl. That's a luxury option. It's a lot softer, a lot more comfortable. You still have the bucket seats though, of course. 4-wheel disc brakes, which you definitely need to stop this big block car because it's very, very fast. Side exit exhaust, of course. Big block things. You got the big block hood too with the vents on the side of the cowl there. I guess you could call it a cowl, kind of a bulge. 336-to-1 positive rear end. Great gearing. You don't need really tall gears when you have this much horsepower. So it's good for cruising and good for going fast. Like I said, factory red over black, and it's a coupe. We get a lot of convertibles here, not a lot of coupes. I do like the coupes, how the doors kind of cut into the roof line a little bit. Similar to a GT40. GT40 is a lot deeper of a cut into the roof, but you know, kind of the same idea. Big chrome bumpers, big chrome side pipes, chrome wheels, chrome door handles, chrome all over the place, and I'm absolutely excited to drive it. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start it up for you, let you hear it, and then we're gonna go for a little spin. All right, so 1966 Corvette Coupe, probably my favorite generation of Corvette of all time. The C2 is the pinnacle in my opinion. Amazing gauge layout here. My favorite gauge layout of any Corvette, obviously, because it's my favorite. I love the cluster, and then here in the middle, you got your clock with all your fan controls and stuff, and then the radio down here, which has this little dial where if you flip it up and down, it rolls between AM and FM, which I think is so cool. Parking brake down there, of course, is a chrome handle because there's chrome everywhere in this thing. You got a glove box. Above the glove box, you have a oh, you know what handle in case you got to hold on while your buddy's driving a little too fast, and down here, a cigarette lighter, in case you want to take up smoking. But don't smoke, kids. Smoke tires, not cigarettes. That's what we like to say here. And this car, I haven't started it for a couple of hours. I let it sit here to let it cool down. We always like to cold start these cars to show you guys that they're going to start even if they sit for a while. It is carbureted, of course, so you might need to pump it a couple times, but we're going to see if we can get this thing to fire up pretty easily. Oh. Well, that was easy. I don't even know if I needed to pump it. I pumped it twice, cranked it once, fired right up. It's already idling on its own. Big blocks usually take a little bit to warm up, so we're not going to beat on it right away. We're really not going to beat on it at all, but we're going to drive it pretty tamely to begin with. We do have lap belts down here. No shoulder belts in the C2 Corvette, but lap belts are all you need, and I am going to put those on. I mean, they made it through the 60s and 70s and most of the 80s without seatbelts, so it's fine. Let's see. All the gauges are working. The battery's charging. We have great oil pressure, around 60 psi. Water temp hasn't moved, of course, because it's cold. And we have about a quarter tank of gas, which should get us about 1/8 of a mile in this thing. I'm kidding. It'll get us a lot further than that, but it wasn't really made for fuel economy. 425 horsepower back in 1966. Oh, and the clock's working. The second hand is actually ticking on the clock. That doesn't happen a whole lot. Obviously just 2 seats, nothing in the back, and it being a coupe, you don't have to store a top back there, so you actually have a lot of room for stuff. 1 speaker right here on the dash for the radio. Oh, that engine sounds good. Oh, very nice. All right, I'm excited to take this for a spin, so why don't we just get going? Doesn't feel like we have power steering, but the steering wheel's so big, and once you get moving, you really don't need it. You don't really need it to be assisted. It's easy enough to steer. It's not a heavy car either. A lot of weight over the front end with the big block, but overall, it's lightweight, high horsepower. Fun to drive. This thing's running incredible for being cold. The coolant gauge just barely started moving off the bottom. Usually big blocks take a while. Sometimes they don't like you very much for the first few minutes, but this isn't bad at all. It is warm today. It's summer in St. Louis, so it's quite hot. And let's see, my mic volume looks fine. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because this car is very loud. Hopefully you can hear me better. I'm going to wait for a break in traffic. We do have cranky windows. They're smooth. Doesn't mean they're mad at you. Just means you have to crank them to put them up. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a pleasure. An absolute pleasure. Big block C2 with a 4-speed might be the top bucket list item on my list of cars I want to own one day. And to be honest, I don't know that I'd want a convertible. I think I'd want a coupe. I just like the look. Especially when it's nice outside. Put the top down, have the sun in your head. When it's this hot out, you kind of want something to cover your head. You want some shade. In the convertible, you can put the top up and then you have some shade, but they don't seal as well as the coupe does because it's a fixed roof. You don't need to worry about anything leaking. And I just think the look of the coupe is so much better. But that's just personal opinion. Obviously, the convertibles are very sought after as well. So there's our coolant temperature, finally getting up to about 130. So still not warm enough to really give it any beans, but we're going to let it wake up a little bit. But so far, this thing is so easy to drive. I mean, it handles amazing, and you got the bucket seats to really keep you in here. The leather's amazing. I gotta say, that's a luxury option. I've sat on many a vinyl seat, and the softness of leather seats in the C2s is, you can actually feel the difference. It is very nice. Plus, it's a little red Corvette print thing about it, so it must be good. No mirror on the passenger side. You didn't need those back then. You just got your driver mirror,